Hello everyone, welcome to this video. In this one, I'm going to be sharing with you how shifting your perception can have an amazing effect on your reality in order to attract what you want. I'm also giving away one free distance healing this week. So for your chance to win this week's healing, all you need to do is comment below, "I am healing." When it comes to reality creation, learning to shift your perception can have such a profound effect on your reality. Do you ever find that you continue to attract things that you don't want in your reality? It's because you are stuck in the same perception, the same way of viewing things. So we need to shift our perception from things are happening to me to things are happening for me. From to me to for me. Now we have something known as your internal navigational system. So think of your ego, your personality, your construct of yourself that has been created from all of the things that have happened to you in your life. But then you also have this other part of you, this universal self, your soul, the I am consciousness, the presence, whatever you want to call it. Now, your ego will label things as bad, but this larger aspect of yourself will always look at this is happening for me. For example, if we are out of alignment with this higher version of ourselves, it will feel bad, it won't feel good. And this is our internal navigational system working for us. So let's say, for example, you are in this relationship romantically, and this partner ends up leaving you, and you're like, what am I gonna do? They were amazing, they were like the best thing that ever happened to me. I'm never gonna find someone as good as that again. Now, that doesn't make you feel good. Your navigational system is telling you that's not true because that's not in alignment with your true self that can attract the best relationship for you. Or let's say, for example, you're like, oh, I can't afford that. I haven't got enough money. I'm not an abundant person. It doesn't feel good because it's not in alignment with your truth. Your truth, the larger aspect of you, is abundant always. Your soul is connected to everything. So you have this internal navigational system helping you out with this process of alignment. When it comes to our reality, a true reality surfer, someone who can truly shift their reality, learns how to look at every problem in their reality as, how is this serving me? Remember, when things are happening to us, we're like, why is this happening to me? I don't like this. This isn't what I want. When we can shift to this is happening for me by allowing every problem that comes into our reality to say, how can this serve me? For example, let's say you're running a business and you put all of this effort into it, but then the business ends up failing. If this was happening to you, you'd be like, why is this happening to me? I put all of this effort in. Why hasn't this succeeded? A true reality surfer will use that problem as a way of serving them. Okay, that business didn't work, but I now have the knowledge and experience to start a business that will now be successful. If you can truly have this attitude to everything that you deem as failure, there's no such thing as actually failure. It's just simply a stepping stone in order to achieve what you want. You are learning something from it so you can then become successful. And if you can have this attitude, you will be pulled down a timeline where things just get better and better and better for you. And this is what someone who knows how to master their reality does. You don't just take the bull by the horns, so to speak. You are riding the bull because you are reality surfing by allowing the problem to serve you in some sort of way. So remember, your reaction, your perception to everything that is happening in your reality determines the next things that unfold. Like, have you ever had that experience when you wake up one morning and you drop your coffee and you're just like, why is this happening to me today? And then everything just seems to continue to get worse and worse. And you're like, what is going on? Or let's say you wake up and you're like in this positive mood and you're feeling good and everything just seems to be in this flow state for you because it's reflecting your own energy. Now we have something called the law of projection, the law of projection. So if you are holding consistent emotions such as shame or disappointment, anger, or frustration, over a period of time, you are going to create more and more negative events in your reality. when a negative event occurs in your reality, we think it's just an event that's happening outside of us and we react accordingly. We're like, why is this happening to us? Your perception is, this is not good. Not realizing that you are actually the one who is creating it in the first place. And your ego comes along and labels it as bad. Your true self, your soul, the one who can see the bigger picture, will see that this is actually serving you. For example, like as we've grown up, let's say you had an angry outburst as a kid and your parents said to you, don't do that, that's bad behavior. Now, every time you feel that emotion of anger, you're like, this is bad, I shouldn't be feeling this emotion, right? So subconsciously, every time you now feel anger, you're like, this is bad, this isn't good, and you continue to push it down. Now, we must learn to deal with our emotions because not only can it have an effect on us physically, but also on our own physical reality. So if you continue to hold that anger, it's got nowhere to go and it builds up in your body like a pressure cooker and you've got this built up anger. Now you become more of an angry person. And there's something called the law of projection, also known as the law of correspondence. So within, so without. So if you are holding more of this anger, you are projecting that out into the world and creating more events that are going to make you angry and upset. You will find that when you are angry, you seem to attract more people that make you angry or more circumstances that give you a reason to be angry. This is the law of projection. But the ego again labels it as bad, whereas your higher self will be like, look, we're giving you an opportunity to shift this anger, to release it from your body so you can stop experiencing it in your physical reality. Because usually what happens as well is, let's say we're holding a sense of lack, a sense of self-worth, I don't think I'm good enough, and you're in a relationship with someone. And because you don't think you're good enough or you don't appreciate yourself, you are actually going to create an event where the partner leaves you. And you have this subconscious payoff. You're like, I knew that was going to happen. Little do you know that you are actually creating it. But again, the ego labels it as bad. But our higher self, the true self, will be like, look, we have created this circumstance in your reality, so you can have a look at what needs to be released, what needs to be changed within yourself. You will then attract someone who is even better for you in your reality, and you won't be holding this perception of lack within yourself. Because when things are going all well and things are working in our favor, we're happy. When things aren't working in our favor, we are sad, we are upset. But we need to realize that we are creating these negative events and it's an opportunity for us to change our perception, because when we change our perception, that negative event will never happen to you again. It will never happen to you again. And that's why it's much easier for us to have a positive perception when things aren't going our way. What we need to do is we need to stop resisting to things that we don't want to experience in our reality. Because I've explained this before, but let's say we have these infinite number of timelines, these infinite scripts. Remember that when it comes to shifting or becoming a reality surfer, we need to learn to detach from our current reality and choose a new reality. We can't change our reality because everything already exists. We just simply detach from it and then choose an experience that we would prefer to have. And we can only do that by accepting what is. Can you accept the things that are going on in your reality at the moment? And one of the best ways to do this is shifting your perception. So for example, if things aren't going your way, how can you shift your perception? You can shift it to, okay, what am I learning here? How am I growing? How is this helping me in some sort of way? You're allowing the problem to serve you, which allows you to get pulled down a timeline which is much more to your liking. How is this helping me? If you can truly accept anything that you don't like in your reality, you start to gain more of this internal peace. This is what Eckhart Tolle talks about. And when you start to gain more of this internal peace, your perception, your reaction to things in your reality will shift. So either we want to shift our perception, change how is this helping me, but if there's too much frustration, too much anger, too much hate, and you can't seem to shift your perception, then we need to go deeper. We need to go and deal with your emotions, and we need to alchemize your emotional state. So if you have that buildup of anger or frustration within your body, Then we need to feel that completely and release it from our energetic field. Then you will find your perception will naturally shift. So again, if there's something in your body that is very heavy, that anger or that frustration, we need to learn to maneuver our awareness from our mind and into our body and feel it 100%. When we do this over time, we start to release that anger, that frustration, and due to the law of projection, is we are no longer creating that in our reality, and it's much easier to look at the positive things that are actually happening to us in our reality. So the two ways that we can shift when things aren't going according to plan in our reality is to first shift your perception. How is this helping me? How am I growing? How am I learning? And try to accept it as much as you can. Now, if you can't do that, the next step is to feel it 100%. Feel it within your body, and you will start to alchemize and you will start to release it. So I hope this information has helped you. Thank you for watching. Peace and take care.